stay in the bracket. And meanwhile, you definitely have a couple of killers walking around in winner's side, obviously, Lights and WebJP being among them before, but then you just kind of have the stuff that maybe you weren't expecting, like the return of UtopianRay to the bracket, going up against Sensei in losers top 12. Like, I mean, you have some sharks swimming in the waters of losers bracket, and I mean, if you needed that point solidified to you, look no further than the match in front of you.
Yeah, I'll you know what, see, Stu, ooh, my brain's falling out of my ass.
I don't blame you. I will explain why.
Yeah, it's good to see Ray back, man. I know he hasn't been, I don't know at what rate he was entering Wi-Fi tournaments, but it is nice to see him here. Rocking the banjo, Sensei, obviously no stranger to these parts. Rocking a snake, at one point a offline NJPR member with Snake, so definitely not someone to sleep on here. Both these guys very, very good in their respective areas. An interesting matchup. You know, it's gonna be a lot of explosions. It's gonna be a lot of oh, that was funny. the single F tilt into the roll read up tilt. So it's gonna be a lot of I don't know. It's hard. The Banjo obviously does have the FU button in side B to be able to break through Snake's zone, but at the same time, in disadvantage, like Banjo, I'm curious at what he can do when Snake really has this game rocking.
I mean, it is very rarely not rocking, if I could borrow some of your terminology, but I will at the very least say that. So when you're talking about an individual like WebJP, or excuse me, Sensei, I think actually WebJP was working on a Snake too, so I will defend myself that way, ineffective as it may be. UtopianRay has never been one to shy away from using different characters. I actually recall going up to House of 3000 a while back, and this is when Joker was released, and was never, like, even after being up 1-0 in bracket, was never afraid to go Joker and try to experiment with it in bracket, because it's not even necessarily about the wins and the losses for UtopianRay. It's about the pursuit of a better game, a more well-rounded game. In UtopianRay, you're kind of seeing that. The proof is always in the pudding, Koopa. And you're seeing that with their gameplay, how well they're surviving with Banjo and utilizing the character to the best of their ability, obviously. But you know, with a lot of character knowledge comes obviously a little bit of matchup experience as well. Though you get the roll and the up tilt as it happens on Wi-Fi occasionally, you're still not out of this. You never are if you're Utopian.
Wow!
Beautifully with the Bregal bash on the ledge.
I immediately forgot what that move was called for a second. Thank you, but. Yeah, an excellent read right there from Ray. You know, it's definitely interesting. Obviously, Banjo's going to play a lot more of a slower approach as a Snake. Both these characters are pretty much set play characters, but you know, Ray does have the added benefit of a slight distorted hitbox in Kazooie. But you know, it's definitely difficult to try to play inside out against Snake because so many of your options are limited. That was very funny.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a rough road for some of these individuals. We'll say that. Sensei making it to this round by beating Blue Boo by a score of 2-1. Zircon actually wound up taking UtopianRay to losers bracket by a score of 2-1 in top 16. So definitely varying roads to get here. And of course, Zircon in winners final later on. But as we're seeing this matchup between Sensei and UtopianRay play out, all of a sudden, we're seeing UtopianRay close the gap, and that is how you shut the door. You don't even get a chance to look behind you before UtopianRay comes charging up with the Wonder Ring. Banjo, your thoughts? Thank you. All right, but
go yeah.
I mean, what else is there to say? The two words that aren't even words, more onomatopoeia, that sum it all up.
Banjo's a man of few words, but yeah, that was just a great read right there. Banjo's up air is definitely leaves a lot to be desired. But in that instance, it set up, you know, nicely enough for UtopianRay to get a follow-up out of it. You see a great read right there, and you see Sensei going for the the typical Snake option disadvantage, which is to pull a grenade to arm yourself on landing, and Ray just positioned himself perfectly to punish from the side. Oh, now he gets the home field music advantage.
I feel like you gotta love Banjo music though. Shout out to Grant Kirkhope. But no, I feel like what Banjo's up air is. Banjo's up air is what Sonic's up air was at the start of Ultimate.
Yes.
Does that translate at all? I'm not sure.
No, that does. No, that does. It's mediocre.
Yeah, but also it feels like it should work, especially since Sonic up air was such a thing. It was quote unquote a thing in Smash 4 to describe it in the most charitable way I possibly could.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I know that character is near and dear to your heart, but that character did things to me. So I'm going to move on from that particular sort of subject. Nice dash grab. In by UtopianRay. Sensei choosing not to mash out, and instead is just going to eat that, and avoiding the Wonder Wing that time. You got to think that that's going to be fresh on Sensei's mind, is avoiding that Wonder Wing, because that stings just a little hard getting called out like that.
It was really funny how Ray went for the down smash and then he got hit off the ledge right there because I guess he traded with the Cypher. It's just like that joke in the Animaniacs where they throw someone out of the building and then the person ends up getting thrown out instead of them.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my gosh, was that was old Animaniacs you're talking about, right?
Yeah. Very funny.
A great show, and I hear the reboot's good too. But
it's fantastic. I'll tell you. We'll talk in between games about it. Oh, the FU button once again coming through as UtopianRay even things up, and going right back to work with a quick little exchange right there.
Yeah, UtopianRay with the set lead, 1-0 at the moment, but Sensei still all it takes is just a few cheeky stocks. However, the survivability of Banjo certainly does not leave a whole lot to be desired.
Yeah, I don't know exactly where Banjo falls weight-wise. I think he's somewhere around Snake's weight or Rob's weight. I could be wrong on that. I could be very wrong on that, but I know he's he's not a featherweight by any stretch of the imagination. But a nice ledge trap right there from UtopianRay.
Banjo is an entire bear. There's a lot of muscle on Banjo, so that is. I'm not sure what you're expecting. It's oh yeah, this is a soft, cuddly bear. No, man, that's not. This isn't Teddy Ruxpin. This is an absolute killer.
No, it's a bear wearing jean shorts. That's a real ass country bear.
You have to have a certain amount of confidence in yourself to be wearing jorts in 2020 anyway. So that's there's something to be said about that. However, out of Wonder Wings right now, so that's going to limit the recovery options. If Sensei is able to win advantage state, that is going to be trouble for UtopianRay, giving themselves just a little bit of space. However, gets caught pressing buttons, baits in an option, and follows up with the up smash. And that was just a little too close for comfort, Koopa.
Yeah, that was a lot happening. And again, the Regal brash on the ledge right there.
Bold and brash, to say the very least.
Yeah, I believe.
You're welcome.
More like belongs in the trash. But excellent work right there from UtopianRay.
Good follow-up by you, by the way. I definitely will compliment you on that. 185% right now for UtopianRay. Instead, it's just going to put him down, up-tilt them, and that is going to be the second stock. But right now, if you're Sensei, I'm starting to worry just a little bit. It's not like you can't make up this... it's not like you can't make up this whole disadvantage, but...
Sure.
It's still, you never want to be down against Banjo because you know kind of what they're going to do, and maybe you can just out projectile them, but do you really want to leave it to that kind of chance?
Yeah, it's definitely a war of attrition. Both these characters play pretty similarly when they have leads. They're just gonna, make the area of entry very, very hard for you to get through. As you see right now, UtopianRay doing a great job of that. And look at all the tertiary damage that Sensei's taken so far.
Yeah, really, 120 points worth of damage, and that is going to be a throw into the tilt, and that's going to be UtopianRay taking it by a score of 2-0, a convincing win for UtopianRay. And what else is there to say?
Not much else, man. That was an excellent display of Banjo coming out from UtopianRay right there. Again, good to see Ray, man. You don't see many Banjos anymore as it is, but that's the character that's stuck for some reason. And hey, good on him as he advances on in bracket.
there's something to be said about that, right? You do see the Banjos every now and then. You'll see Unleashed come through. You'll see you'll see, and apparently now UtopianRay, and you'll see kind of these random scattered Banjos in top 16 on either winners or losers side. But UtopianRay, not doing too poorly for themselves, but still, it should be noted, they were sent down into losers bracket, and I did allude to this earlier. Sent down into losers by Mr. Zircon, the Isabelle extraordinaire, who, you're considered probably the best offline Isabelle. Probably no surprise that they're the best online Isabelle, but here they are sitting in winners finals, fresh off of beating Rivers, shockingly enough. Maybe, but then again, Koopa, is that really a shock? Because Zircon is a student of the game, an incredibly smart player,